Greetings everybody and welcome back to WagerTalk TV. This is Pavlos to break down Wednesday's Champions League quarterfinals. We got two matches. In this video I'm going to be covering Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, the all-Spanish civil war, and of course PSG versus Liverpool. Reminder that I have a 5% max bet. It's a side bet for Tuesday's slate. You can find that at wt.paz/pl. I also have a free play loaded and of course a free play video covering both Tuesday's matches. I do have a 4% best bet. You can find that for just $5 again at wt.paz/pl. This one is a side bet in the Copa Sudamericana that is starting on Tuesday. I'm very excited for the Copa Libertadores and Copa Sudamericana. Some of you might not understand my excitement, but those are leagues that make us a ton of money every season, and I'm looking forward to those matches as well. So head over to my page, you'll find all about it. A reminder that we have discounted passes for 7, 30, 90 and 365 days of soccer. Those include all 5% releases, all futures, all props, and we have a World Cup coming up. So the more you buy, the more you save. With these all access passes, just head over to my page and you'll find my premium plays, my subs, and my free plays as well. Onwards to our Wednesday breakdown, starting off with Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. Both matches are taking place at 3 p.m. Eastern. Barcelona minus 180 favorites at home. The draw is at plus 400. Atletico Madrid plus 410 underdogs here, with the spread set at 1 and the total set at 3.25 goals. Now these two, they met a few days ago in the La Liga. Barcelona won by 2-1 on the road, but things are completely different here, and let me explain why. You see, Atletico Madrid, they're not interested in the La Liga. They cannot challenge Barcelona and Real Madrid for the title, so they're just looking to finish third or fourth, basically inside the top 4, and claim a ticket to next season's Champions League. So they usually do that every year. They throw their entire focus in European competitions and in the Copa del Rey. Right now they're through to the Copa del Rey semi-finals, I believe, and they're through to the Champions League quarterfinals as well. So now here's a stat that I always scream from the rooftops. It keeps casting. We're going with it again. Atletico Madrid almost always score a first half goal right after a loss, and sometimes they even score within the first 10 minutes. So I've been following them, this stat actually, for over a decade, and Coach Simeone, I don't know, he has a special way of firing his team up right after a loss. They come out with guns blazing in those first halves. So prior to their loss to Barcelona on the weekend, they had lost 3-2 to Real Madrid, scored in the first half versus Barcelona. Prior to their 3-2 loss to Real Madrid, they had lost by 3-2 to Tottenham, scored in the first half versus Real Madrid. So I could go on and could do a video like 3 hours long, just detailing how Atletico Madrid almost always, I mean, there's like a 80-85% hit rate on this prop. They almost always score first half goals right after a loss. So there is no reason to not take it again. So another reason why I like this prop is Atletico Madrid have scored at least one first half goal in 5 of the last 7 head-to-head against Barcelona over the last year. And Barcelona, they keep playing with their backline way up in the middle of the pitch, which makes them extremely susceptible to counterattack. So Atletico Madrid over half a goal in the first half, basically to score in the first half, is plus 124 at FanDuel, and I'm all over that. I think that's one of my best bets on Wednesday. By the same token, over 1.5 goals in the first half is minus 105. I also like that as well. This matchup usually produces at least a couple of first half goals. In fact, here are the first half goals in those last 7 matches, head-to-head matches over the last year. 2-2-4, 2-1-1, and 5. So 5 of the last 7 first halves between these two had at least 2 goals. So first half over 1.5 goals is minus 105. Is also a very, very good way to bet this game. You know, Barcelona will also come out with guns blazing in this game as per usual. They can definitely score 2 on their own, but Atletico Madrid might be able to score 1 as well. For a couple of props, I like David Hansko. He's a defender for Atletico Madrid. I mean, he takes quite a few shots for a defender. He's had 1+ shots in 7 of 10 Champions League matches this season. I wouldn't be surprised if he took a shot here. He's minus 115 to have one or more shots over at FanDuel. Although I'd be more eager to bet this in their second leg where Atletico Madrid will probably be trailing, as I do see them losing to Barcelona here. And Atletico Madrid are at home. But just something to think about. David Hansko, 1+ shot is minus 115 at FanDuel. Pretty good set of odds here. Now, Barcelona will try to take a big advantage from the first leg. They won 4 of the 5 home matches in the Champions League this season, but kept 0 clean sheets. So 5-0 to the both teams to score at home. And obviously all 4 wins came with both teams to score as well. So Atletico Madrid, they won 1, 2 draws and 3 losses on the road in the Champions League this season. They scored in 5 of 6 matches. They only failed to do so against Arsenal. So, I mean, they conceded 3+ goals in 4 of 6 away matches and also scored 2+ goals in 4 of 6. So, a same game parlay with Barcelona to win and both teams to score is plus 140. Also, a very, very good way to bet this match. And for a final prop, and this one is a correct score prediction. So, I mean, these are long shots, big odds, so manage your expectations. I like Barcelona to win by 3-2. This is plus 1200 at DraftKings, plus 1600 at FanDuel. So if you have the luxury, bet this on FanDuel. But you can also take a prop at DraftKings. You know, DraftKings, you can go to match props, scroll down to find correct score bands, and pick Barcelona by 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, or 5-1 at plus 550. This covers a lot of possible scenarios. Barcelona are scoring a lot of goals at home. Atletico Madrid are conceding a lot of goals on the road, but they also score. I mean, that 3-2 really catches my eye. But if you get those 4 correct scores together for a plus 550, I mean, that's value right there. So let's do a recap. What do I like in this game? I like a pretty straightforward bet. First half over 1.5 goals, minus 105. I like first half Atletico Madrid total over half a goal, basically Atletico Madrid to score in the first half at plus 124 at FanDuel. I like David Hansko, 1+ shot, minus 115. And of course the 3-2 correct score, plus 1600 at FanDuel. Or better yet, a combination of correct score bands. You can find this again at DraftKings. Go to match props, scroll down to find correct score bands. There is one that says Barcelona by 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, or 5-1 plus 550. Before our next match, I want to invite you guys to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think about these games. It's the quarterfinals, guys. Anything can happen. We're just trying to find the edge, trying to look at stats, and I do have a nice, really nice play for the next game, which is PSG versus Liverpool. PSG minus 130 favorites at home. The draw is at plus 315. Liverpool plus 340 underdogs on the road. The spread is set at 3/4 of a goal and the total is set at 3.25 goals. So right off the bat, I know a lot of people that will go and they'll rush actually to take PSG money line. I don't blame them. Liverpool look pretty bad lately, and PSG they're getting in form, coming off 4 consecutive wins. They look kind of scary at the moment, especially their offense. So they absolutely humiliated Chelsea in the previous round. They beat them by 5-2 in this venue and by 3-0 on the road. But you know, Chelsea weren't in good shape either back then. So Liverpool, they just won 1 of the last 5 matches across all competitions with 1 draw and 3 losses. And that was a 4-0 at home against Galatasaray. But we've talked about how Turkish teams, they tend to disappear on the road. Yes, they can pull upsets at home. Turkey is always an extremely hard place to visit, and Liverpool lost there. I think, they lost twice there this season. But yeah, Turkish teams, they have like a inferiority complex or something on the road. And so take that 4-0 win for Liverpool with a grain of salt, because it was at home and against Galatasaray. So during that span, in the last 5 matches, there were also huge favorites to beat Tottenham on a Sunday. And again, I knew a lot of people, I think everybody that I knew had some type of Liverpool bet, like Liverpool on the spread, Liverpool and over 2.5 goals, Liverpool and this, Liverpool and that. The result, 1-1 draw. So, everything is possible in soccer. So then They lost to Galatasaray, Brighton, and most recently Man City. So they have lost 4 of the last 5 on the road. So the hand cannot easily go to Liverpool here in any way, shape, or form. Now, these two actually met in the round of 16 of the Champions League last season. And Liverpool, they absolutely escaped Paris with a 1-0 win at the death. And this was a match where PSG were just peppering them with shots all game. They had, I think, 27 shots with 10 on target or something like that. And then Liverpool had 2 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. They won the first leg on the road. So, but then the second leg in Liverpool, PSG, they won by 1-0, sent the match to extra time, then penalty kicks. They won the penalty shootout, and then they eventually won the Champions League. So, in those games, PSG had 10 and 8 shots on target, right? Meaning that Liverpool's goalkeeper, Alisson, who by the way is injured, I'm going to talk about this in a while, Alisson had 10 and 7 saves in those 2 matches. So, he's now injured for this game, and his sub is Georgian Georgi Mamardashvili. Georgian names are really weird, really strange to pronounce. So, Georgi Mamardashvili, I mean, I've been watching him since he was in Valencia. He's a very, very good showstopper. I mean, I remember him, he pretty much saved Valencia from relegation single-handedly. He made some crucial saves, clutch saves in matches where they were against better opponents. I think like 70-80% of the reason Valencia are still in the La Liga is Mamardashvili, and that's why obviously Liverpool bought him. So I found a mistake in the odds, right? Actually, it's not a mistake; it's a big difference from between DraftKings and FanDuel. So Mamardashvili to make 4+ saves is at a very, very playable -135 at DraftKings, but -230 at FanDuel, which is a big opportunity to make some money here. By the same token, 5+ saves is +160 at DraftKings, but -110 at FanDuel. So you might want to ladder his saves props. I know I'm going to. But I'm going with DraftKings' absolute mistake in these odds and taking Mamardashvili 4+ saves at -135. I mean, PSG, they haven't been as strong as last season, but it's only natural for a team and players that played the maximum of games last season. They had players on international duty. Then they once the European season was over, where they reached the UCL final and won it, they had like 10 days or 2 weeks of rest, and I might be exaggerating on this, before they went to the USA for the Club World Cup, where they made it all the way to the final, lost to Chelsea. Then they had, I think, again like 10 days of rest before the European season started. So these were players who are like gassed last season, and they didn't get a proper rest in the off season, and that's why we saw a lot of them pick up injuries or getting rested. And this is, I mean, PSG are not as strong this season as they were last season, and I think that's the reason. But still, they look much better than Liverpool right now. Again, this is the Champions League quarterfinals. Anything can happen. I mean, PSG, they drew a 1-1 against Newcastle this season. I think last season or the season before, they even lost, I think, to Newcastle at home. Anything is possible, right? But at this point in time, I think PSG money line at -130 could be the way to go here. I'm going to make a final decision on sides tomorrow. This video is shot on a Tuesday. So, but I think the best bet here, and if you have DraftKings, just rush over to the game prop section and find Mamardashvili 4+ saves -135. The competition, like other books, don't have this prop at all, and those that do, they have this at way worse odds. I mean, -230 at FanDuel, -135 at DraftKings. That's a whole that's almost 95 cents difference. I mean, that's crazy. And I think DraftKings will fix this sooner or later, but I'm here to do the dirty work for you, do the digging for you, find the differences in odds, and I think that's value right there. To be honest, Mamardashvili could have like 5, 6, 7, 8 saves, because PSG are not going to stop. If they're 2-0 up, they're not going to say, oh, okay, we have a nice 2-goal advantage, let's sit back. No, they're going to try to kill Liverpool and end this tie altogether, because keep in mind that PSG, Actually, their match against Lens for the League One was postponed in the weekend, but still, PSG, they can be lethal when it matters the most. I wouldn't be surprised if they destroyed Liverpool here, but I think at the end of the day, we're gonna have to take advantage of that mistake in the odds by DraftKings. So Mamardashvili, 4+ saves, -135 at DraftKings. Before our recap for both matches, again, I want to invite you guys to like and subscribe to our channel. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this game. So yeah, a reminder that I have a 5% max bet loaded for Tuesday, along with a couple of other plays in the CONCACAF Champions Cup and another play in the Champions League. I also have a $5 play. It's a 4% best bet for Tuesday's slate in the Copa Sudamericana. I like this side bet a lot. So yeah, you can find those at wt.buzz/pl. Get a 7-day, a 30-day, a 90-day, or even better yet, a yearly soccer pass, because we got the World Cup coming up in about 2 months or so, and of course we got the MLS, we got Brazil, Argentina. We have a lot of action during the summers. During the summer, and in the last 3 summers alone, we made plus 277 units of profit. And since we talked about the World Cup, we turned out positive in 8 of the last 9 major competitions like Euros, World Cups, Copa Americas, you know, those kinds of competitions. I know them very well. We're gonna have a monster summer, so don't miss out. I want you guys to make money from this place. So onwards to our recap, starting off with the Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid game, going with first half over 1.5 goals, -105. I also like very much first half Atletico Madrid total over half a goal, basically Atletico Madrid to score in the first half, +124. David Hansko, 1+ shot, -115. I like Barcelona to win by 3-2, correct score, +1600 at FanDuel, but better yet, you can also go to DraftKings, match props, scroll down, find correct score bands, Barcelona to win by 3-2, or 4-2, or 4-3, or 5-1, all for the price of +550. I just absolutely love this bet. And for PSG versus Liverpool, I like Mamardashvili, 4+ saves, -135 at DraftKings. Trust me guys, these odds are not gonna hold for long. I think DraftKings will eventually fix them. So now is the time to go and bet this play. That's it. Good luck. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these games. Good luck. God bless.